Hello and welcome to the New Year special edition of Express News. I'm your host, Munman Bhattacharya. As we ring in 2020, we look back at the year going by and bring you the major highlights that made this year noteworthy in the political, international, business, sports, judicial and cinematic domains. Let's get started. In Lok Sabha election 2019, Prime Minister Narendra Modi returned to power for a second term with an even bigger mandate of 303 seats, with a virtual sweep across the Hindi heartland and opening new frontiers in West Bengal and Odisha. The BJP won 63 of the 65 seats in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, the three states where it had lost the assembly elections to the Congress just 6 months ago. In an emotional 45-minute speech to the gathered supporters, PM Modi said he dedicated every second of his day to the nation. He especially reached out to the new chief ministers in Andhra Pradesh and Odisha, YS Jagan Mohan Reddy and Naveen Patnaik. PM Modi described the historic election as a victory of the people and an event for the world to admire and applaud. Lok Sabha polls witnessed the highest ever voter turnout at 67.47%, where 61.3 crore voters turned up to cast their vote in this year's 7-phase Lok Sabha election. Women voters created history with women turnout recorded at 66.79%, which was just 0.1% lower than the turnout of men. A total number of 8,026 contestants from different political parties were in the fray. The world's biggest election involved around 1 million polling stations spread across the country, from remote corners of the Himalayas to crocodile-infested mangrove swamps of the Andaman Islands. The ECI says it used a total of 1.48 million EVM ballot units, 1.12 million EVM control units and 1.12 million voter verifiable paper audit trail or VVPAT units at 10,35,918 polling stations across India. As many as 3 lakh paramilitary personnel along with over 20 lakh state police officials and home guards were deployed for the 7-phase Lok Sabha elections in the country. BJP's historic win in the Lok Sabha election decimated the Congress party. The then Congress President Rahul Gandhi and his sister, Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, left no stone unturned to woo voters, but all in vain. The party was decimated for the second consecutive time, failing to open its account in as many as 17 states. Union Minister and BJP candidate Smriti Irani became the giant slayer by bagging the Amethi seat known as a Gandhi bastion. Smriti defeated Congress chief Rahul Gandhi by 55,120 votes. Even before the final result of Amethi was declared by the Election Commission, Rahul Gandhi conceded defeat from the Lok Sabha seat at a press conference in New Delhi. Taking moral responsibility for the party's poor performance in the Lok Sabha elections, Rahul resigned as the Congress president at a CWC meeting just 2 days after the results were declared. The Congress Janata Dal secular coalition government in Karnataka, headed by Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy, collapsed after the alliance lost a vote of confidence in the assembly, setting the stage for the BJP's return to power in the southern state. B.S. Yediyurappa was sworn in as the Chief Minister of the state for the 4th time. The confidence motion moved by Kumaraswamy was defeated, with 99 members voting for the motion and 105 against it in a house of 225, including Speaker Ramesh Kumar and a nominated member. In January 2014, Yediyurappa merged his outfit with the BJP. The party went on to win 19 of the state's 28 seats. In the subsequent elections, both at the state and national levels, BJP rode on Yediyurappa's popularity to tighten its grip on the southern state. Biju Janata Dal President Naveen Patnaik was sworn in as the Chief Minister of Odisha for the 5th consecutive term on 29th May. BJD fought the elections without any alliance partner and won 112 of the 146 assembly seats. The elections were held simultaneously with Lok Sabha polls. The BJP bagged 23 seats and the Congress 9. In another dramatic twist to the month-long Maharashtra political saga, BJP leader Devendra Fadnavis resigned as Chief Minister ahead of the floor test, admitting he does not have the numbers. Shortly after, his deputy and NCP leader Ajit Pawar quit. Fadnavis handed over his resignation to the governor after he announced his decision at a crowded news conference in Mumbai. Ajit Pawar had supported BJP as a leader of the 54-member NCP legislature party, and with his resignation, the government lost majority hours after the Supreme Court ordered a floor test in the State Assembly on Wednesday for the BJP leader to prove his majority. Following this, the Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress alliance met the governor and staked claim to form government. And Shiv Sena President Uddhav Thackeray took oath as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. The JMM-led three-party alliance stormed to power in Jharkhand on Monday. The coalition led by the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha cleared the majority mark of 41 in the 81-member assembly of the tribal-dominated state. The coalition clinched 47 seats while BJP bagged only 25. Bharatiya Janata Party leader Raghubar Das conceded defeat in the Jharkhand assembly elections as he lost not just the Chief Minister's chair but also his MLA seat. BJP emerged as the single largest party by winning 40 seats but fell short of the halfway mark by 5 seats. The Congress, on the other hand, showed significant progress from its performance in the last assembly elections by winning 31 seats. It had got 15 in the 2014 assembly polls. After winning 10 out of 90, JJP emerged as the new political kingmaker, with both the BJP and the Congress failing to reach the halfway mark in Haryana. The Jan Nayak Janata Party led by Dushyant Chautala emerged as the kingmaker in this assembly election. Amongst the biggest unravelings of Lok Sabha 2019 election was the fizzling out of the SP-BSP Gathbandhan in Uttar Pradesh, which was supposed to be the one alliance which could prevent Narendra Modi's march to Lok Sabha. The two parties came together for the first time after 1993. The Gathbandhan between the arch-rivals did not bring the expected returns, and the much-discussed bonhomie with the SP under the leadership of Akhilesh Yadav ended. It was a saffron surge in West Bengal. BJP made stunning inroads in Trinamool Congress ruled West Bengal in Lok Sabha elections 2019. Ruling party Trinamool Congress bagged 22 seats this time in West Bengal, while BJP got 18 seats and the Congress took hold of 2 seats in the state. Meanwhile, CPIM did not get a single seat this time. This happened for the first time since the party was founded in Bengal in 1964. The party made substantial gains in areas close to the India-Bangladesh border with substantial minority population. YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, who led his YSR Congress party to a thumping victory in the assembly elections, was sworn in as Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh on 30th May 2019. Jagan Mohan Reddy took oath in Telugu amid thunderous cheers by scores of party leaders and workers in a brief ceremony at the IGMC Stadium in Vijayawada. Jagan Mohan's YSR Congress party emerged victorious in 151 seats in the 175-member strong state assembly. The YSR Congress decimated the TDP headed by N. Chandrababu Naidu, who became the first Chief Minister of the state after it was bifurcated to carve out Telangana. The YSRC also won 22 of the 25 Lok Sabha seats in the state. In the recently concluded polls, Jagan Mohan Reddy is the son of one of Andhra Pradesh's most popular chief ministers, YS Rajshekhar Reddy, who died in a chopper crash in 2009. President Ramnath Kovind declared abrogation of the provisions of Article 370 of the Constitution, which gave special status to Jammu and Kashmir on 7th August. The move came after both houses of parliament passed a resolution in this regard. The BJP-led government's bold move to revoke the special status of Jammu and Kashmir and bifurcate the border state into 2 union territories secured parliament's approval, with the Lok Sabha passing the new measures with an over 2/3 majority. As per Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Act, the state is divided into 2 separate UTs. One is Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir with Legislative Assembly, and the other is Union Territory of Ladakh without Legislative Assembly. On 26 February, in a swift airstrike, India pounded Jaish-e-Mohammed's biggest training camp in Pakistan, killing terrorists and trainers in the aftermath of the dastardly Pulwama attack. The pre-dawn operation, described as non-military and preemptive, struck a 5-star resort-style camp on a hilltop forest that provided Indian forces with a sitting duck target and caught the terrorists in their sleep. President Ramnath Kovind has given assent to the Triple Talaq Bill passed by Parliament, turning it into a law which makes the practice of instant divorce among Muslims a punishable offence. The Act replaced an ordinance promulgated on 21st February this year to the same effect. The new law, the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Act 2019, makes talaq-e biddat or any other similar form of talaq having the effect of instantaneous and irrevocable divorce. Pronounced by a Muslim husband void and illegal, it makes it illegal to pronounce talaq 3 times in spoken, written, or through SMS or WhatsApp or any other electronic chat in one sitting. Any Muslim husband who pronounces the illegal form of talaq upon his wife shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years and shall also be liable to fine. In a major move, 10% quota was cleared by the Modi government in jobs and education for economically weaker sections, meeting a key demand. The proposed reservation is over and above the existing 50% reservation enjoyed by the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and the other backward classes. Persons will be excluded from the benefits of reservation if their families own or possess 5 acres of agricultural land and above, residential flat of 1,000 square feet and above, residential plot of 100 square yards and above in notified municipalities, residential plot of 200 square yards and above in areas other than the notified municipalities, and any immovable property worth more than 1 crore rupees. Centre's 10% quota does not impact the existing reservation benefits for Dalits, tribals and OBCs. Government employees facing criminal or corruption cases are under the scanner of the Modi administration, which is in the process of weeding out bad elements from the bureaucracy as part of efforts to ensure high integrity and standards. Since June this year, shortly after the Modi government took charge for the second term, many employees, including commissioner rank officers, have been compulsorily retired by the Central Board of Direct Taxes on various charges, including corruption. The central government has asked all the cadre controlling authorities to establish a mechanism to identify the dead wood and compulsorily retire them after thorough examination of their service records. President Ramnath Kovind gave his assent to the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019, turning it into an act. According to the act, members of the Hindus, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi and Christian communities who have come from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan till 31st December 2014 and facing religious persecution there will not be treated as illegal immigrants but be given Indian citizenship. The Act says the refugees of the 6 communities will be given Indian citizenship after residing in India for 5 years instead of the earlier requirement of 11 years. The Act also proposes to give immunity to such refugees facing legal cases after being found as illegal immigrants. According to the legislation, it will not be applicable to the tribal areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Tripura as included in the 6th schedule of the Constitution and in the areas covered under the Inner Line Permit notified under the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873. The ILP regime is applicable in Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland and Mizoram. To spread awareness among all stakeholders about a compelling need of water conservation, Government of India launched Jal Shakti Abhiyan in 2 phases in all the 256 water-stressed districts and in the southern states or union territories which received retreating monsoon. During the campaign, officers, groundwater experts and scientists worked with state and district officials in water-stressed districts of the country to promote water conservation and water resource management by focusing on accelerated implementation of 5 target interventions like water conservation and rainwater harvesting, renovation of traditional and other water bodies or tanks, reuse and recharge of bore wells, watershed development and intensive afforestation. The Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin achieved its target much before deadline. Now the sanitation coverage under Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin is 100% and all the 5,99,963 villages have declared themselves open defecation free. To accelerate the efforts to achieve universal sanitation coverage and to put focus on sanitation, Prime Minister launched the Swachh Bharat Mission on 2nd October 2014. The mission was aimed to achieve Swachh Bharat by 2019 as a fitting tribute to the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Man Dhan Yojana on 12 September 2019 in Ranchi, Jharkhand. The scheme aims to help farmers live a healthy and happy life in old age. Under the scheme, a fixed pension of 3,000 rupees will be provided to all eligible small and marginal farmers. Pension will be paid to the farmers from a pension fund managed by the Life Insurance Corporation of India. Farmers will have to contribute an amount between 55 rupees and 200 rupees per month in the pension fund till they reach the age of retirement. The central government will also make an equal contribution of the same amount in the pension fund. Farmers who are 18 years and above and up to 40 years are eligible to join the scheme. Spouses of the small and marginal farmers are also eligible to join the scheme separately, and they will also get separate pension of 3,000 rupees when they reach the age of 60 years. For more developments in the annual roundup, it's over to my colleague Preeti Kaur.
Thanks, Moon. And now we bring you landmark judgments that made headlines in 2019. Supreme Court delivered a landmark judgment in the Ayodhya land dispute case on November 9th. Five-judge Constitution bench headed by then Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi pronounced the unanimous decision. The apex court handed the possession of 2.77 acres of disputed land to a board of trustees to be constituted by the centre for managing the matters related to the temple. The court directed central government to form a trust for the purpose within 3 months. The court also ordered an allotment of an alternative piece of 5 acres of land to Sunni Waqf Board for the construction of the mosque. The Supreme Court on November 13th upheld an order by former Karnataka Assembly Speaker K.R. Ramesh Kumar disqualifying 17 Karnataka MLAs in July, but term of disqualification of MLAs from Congress and JDS was struck down. The order allowed all the disqualified MLAs to contest in the by-polls. The special court in Pathankot on June 10th convicted 6 out of 7 people accused in the Kathua rape and murder case. Temple priest and village head Sanji Ram, the main accused in the case, was convicted with 5 others, including 2 special police officers and a police constable. They have been sentenced to life imprisonment and fined Rs 1 lakh each for murder, along with 25 years in jail for gang rape. The Supreme Court on November 13th held that the Office of the Chief Justice of India is a public authority and falls within the ambit of the Right to Information Act. A 5-judge Constitution bench headed by then Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi upheld the 2010 Delhi High Court verdict and dismissed 3 appeals filed by Secretary General of the Supreme Court and the Central Public Information Officer of the Apex Court. The Supreme Court on November 14 declined to pass any order on the pleas by 2 women activists seeking a direction to the Kerala government to ensure safe entry of women in the Sabrimala temple under police protection. The top court said that the issue was very emotive and it did not want the situation to become explosive. The apex court also said that it would endeavour to constitute a larger bench at the earliest to hear the matter. The bench said that though there was no stay on the matter on September 28, 2018 judgment allowing entry of women of all the ages into the shrine, it is equally true that it is not final. The Supreme Court on November 14 dismissed pleas seeking a review of its December order against investigating the Rafale deal, insisting that it was satisfied with the material produced by the government to support the pricing of the fighter jets that India is procuring from France. The bench stated that there was no merit in the review petition and that no probe was required in the purchase deal. The petitioners had alleged irregularities in the purchase of 36 Rafale fighter jets from France's Dassault Aviation. The Supreme Court on May 7 dismissed a plea of 21 opposition parties led by Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu to review its judgment rejecting 50% random physical verification of electronic voting machines using voter-verified paper audit trial. The opposition wanted to increase the number to at least 25%. A Delhi court convicted expelled BJP MLA Kuldeep Singh Sengar and was sentenced to life imprisonment in the 2017 Unnao rape case. District Judge Dharmesh Sharma imposed an exemplary fine of 25 lakh rupees in the case, which has to be paid within a month. The woman was kidnapped and raped by Sengar in 2017 when she was a minor. A special court in Mumbai declared billionaire businessman Nirav Modi a fugitive economic offender by a Prevention of Money Laundering Act court in Mumbai. Nirav Modi is the second person to be declared a fugitive economic offender after Vijay Mallya. Nirav Modi, currently under arrest in the United Kingdom, is accused of defrauding the Punjab National Bank of more than 10,000 crore rupees by scamming a software used by the banks worldwide. Nirav Modi and his uncle Mehul Choksi are the prime accused in the PNB fraud case. He was declared a fugitive economic offender. The Supreme Court verdict allowing the centre to recover 92,641 crore rupees in total adjusted gross revenue, that is AGR, from telecom operators in India is a massive blow to Bharti Airtel. The Supreme Court's order in the long-standing AGR case, Airtel and the combined entity of Vodafone Idea are liable to pay 21,700 crore rupees and 28,300 crore rupees respectively. These liabilities pertain only to the underpaid license fee and associated penalty and interest. And up next, we get you news from the world of economy. To achieve clean energy target, the GST Council has brought down the GST rate on electric vehicles to 5% from 12%. The move has come as a shot in the arm for the auto industry, which has been pushing for a tax boost to promote the sale of EVs. The move comes at a time when the government is already in the process of making EVs affordable. The electric vehicle manufacturers had been asking for a cut in the GST rate on electric vehicles as higher cost of acquisition and inadequate infrastructure deterred people from looking at the EVs. Onion prices were at all-time high across the nation. Prices of onions has gone above rupees 100 per kg in retail markets in most cities. The jump in onion prices has been attributed to decline in domestic crop production during Kharif and late Kharif seasons because of late monsoon. Excess rains in major onion-producing states also faced massive crop damage. In the biggest reduction in 28 years, the government in September slashed corporate tax rates by up to 10 percentage points. Base corporate tax for existing companies has been reduced to 22% from 30% and to 15% from 25% for new manufacturing firms incorporated after 1st October 2019 and starting operations before March 31st, 2023. With a net worth of $60 billion, Reliance Industries chief Mukesh Ambani has been ranked the 9th richest person globally, according to the real-time billionaires list of Forbes that was topped by Amazon founder and CEO Jeff Bezos. And that's all from me. Now my colleague Nancy will get you all the international news.
Thank you, Preeti. And let's now take a look at all the international news that made headlines in 2019. It was in September 2019 that an impeachment process against US President Donald Trump began. He's accused of pressuring Ukraine to dig up damaging information against Joe Biden, who is his main Democratic challenger for presidency in 2020. Trump has been formally impeached by House Judiciary Committee for abuse of power and obstruction of the Congress. Senate trial is expected to begin in January. In the UK general elections, Conservative Party leader Boris Johnson won a sweeping victory after defeating main opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn. Johnson had called for UK's third general election since 2015 to increase parliamentary majority and end deadlock over Brexit. After getting Brexit done, Johnson will work to renegotiate a new deal with the European Union, keeping trade and migration among the top issues. Sri Lanka's former wartime defence chief Gotabaya Rajapakse won the country's presidential elections in November 2019. Official results show that Rajapakse took 52.25% of the votes. A total of 35 candidates stood in the presidential election, the third since the end of the civil war. Prime Minister Modi congratulated Rajapakse and said he looks forward to further deepening relations between the two nations. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his Liberal Party won a second term with the parliamentary minority in October 2019. The general election saw Liberals' representation in the House of Commons reduced from 177 to 157 seats, 13 short of a majority and 27 fewer ridings compared with the 2015 elections. Israel will hold an unprecedented third general election in less than a year after politicians again failed to form a majority coalition in parliament. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his main rival Benny Gantz were unable to secure majorities following September's inconclusive election. The members of the Knesset voted to set the election date for 2nd March 2020. Japan's Emperor Naruhito formally proclaimed his ascension to the throne in an elaborate ceremony in October 2019, although the 59-year-old emperor officially began his reign in May after the abdication of his father, the then Emperor Akihito. After nearly 14 years in power, Bolivian President Evo Morales resigned on 10th November 2019 following a call from the military for him to step down. Morales was declared the winner of a disputed presidential election on 20th October, which was followed by weeks of protests. At least 30 people were killed in the clashes, 500 wounded and more than 400 arrested. 2 days after his resignation, Morales traveled to Mexico on 12 November to seek political asylum under the government of President Andres. Hong Kong saw anti-government protests since June 2019. The extradition bill, which triggered protests, would have allowed criminal suspects to be extradited to China. Opponents said that this risked exposing Hong Kongers to unfair trials. After weeks of protests, the chief executive Carrie Lam withdrew the bill in September, but protests continue and now demand full democracy and inquiry into police actions. The year 2019 witnessed civil unrest in different countries from Lebanon to Spain to Chile and Bolivia, while Ecuador saw beginning of protests in the month of October when the government announced scrapping of decade-old fuel subsidies as part of public spending cuts agreed with the IMF. Lebanon saw similar unrest with plans to tax the WhatsApp calls, prompting wider protests about economic problems, inequality and corruption. On 17th December 2019, a special Pakistan court sentenced former military dictator General Pervez Musharraf to death in a high treason case. Musharraf was booked for suspending the constitution and imposing emergency in December 2013 and indicted on 31st March 2014. More than 200 people were killed and at least 450 others injured in Sri Lanka bomb blast on Easter Sunday. The then Sri Lankan President Maithripala Sirisena claimed that international drug syndicates orchestrated the country's deadly Easter Sunday bombings. Prime Minister Modi announced $50 million line of credit for Sri Lanka to fight the menace of terror. In a huge diplomatic win for India, the United Nations designated Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar as a global terrorist on the 1st of May 2019 after finding him associated with Al-Qaeda and terror financing. The development took place after China lifted its hold on a proposal to blacklist him. Azhar is now subjected to an assets freeze, travel ban and an arms embargo. On 17 July 2019, it was a major diplomatic victory for India in retired naval officer Kulbhushan Jadhav case. The ICJ rejected Pakistan's objection to suspend the death penalty awarded to Kulbhushan Jadhav by the Pakistani military court. The ICJ also noted that Pakistan breached the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, and so Pakistan has to provide the consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. Around 1.8 million people had been affected after Cyclone Idai hit Mozambique in March 2019. The UN humanitarian agency OCHA said that out of the 1.8 million affected people in Mozambique, some of them were left in critical life-threatening conditions. Thousands even died across Mozambique, Zimbabwe and Malawi due to serious outbreak of cholera and typhoid. 2019 saw Turkey military launch a cross-border operation called Operation Peace Spring against Syria's Kurdish-led forces in early October. This happened after US troops who had been allied to the Kurds withdrew. After 4 days of fighting, Kurds agreed a deal with Syrian government for the Syrian army to be deployed on the border to help repel Turkish assault. The United States and China have been locked in a bitter trade battle throughout 2019. The US imposed tariffs on more than $360 billion of Chinese goods, and China retaliated with tariffs on more than $110 billion of US products. Washington in September targeted Chinese imports with a 15% duty. Beijing had hit back with tariff ranging from 5 to 25% on the US goods. Although Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has said that China is willing to negotiate on any dispute and contradictions with the US on the basis of mutual respect. In a major setback to Pakistan, the country was put again on the grey list of the international terror financing watchdog, the Financial Action Task Force, on 18th October 2019. The task force warned Islamabad of its lack of action to combat money laundering and terror financing. The Paris-based task force will take a final decision on Pakistan's position in February 2020. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe unveiled $120 billion in stimulus measures in December 2019 to help the world's third largest economy overcome the aftermath of the recent natural disasters. The package is also aimed at helping alleviate the impact of a recent tax hike and survive a potential economic slowdown after a spending boom for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Amidst the worldwide climate change protests, the longest United Nations climate talks on record, COP25, were conducted in Madrid in December 2019. Delegates reached agreement on the key question of increasing the global response to curbing carbon. All the countries agreed to put new climate pledges on the table by the time of the next major conference in Glasgow in 2020. Divisions over other questions, including carbon markets, were delayed until the next gathering. An unprecedented number of fires raged through Brazil in August 2019. Huge fires have also been burning across Bolivia, devastating the country's tropical forest and savanna. NASA confirmed that 2019 had been the most active year for almost a decade. The number of blazes decreased in September only after Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro announced a 60-day ban on setting fires to clear land. The areas of Peru, Argentina and Bolivia also saw the fire rage. That's all from me for the international updates. Now my colleague Gautam Roy will get you all the world of sports.
Thank you, Nancy. Let's now get you the top 20 stories that grabbed the headlines in the sporting world in the year 2019. Well, England defeated New Zealand to win Men's World Cup for the first time on the 14th of July 2019 after the match was tied twice. Both sides scored 241 in their 50 overs and were level on 15 when they batted for an extra over apiece. England were crowned world champions by virtue of having scored more boundaries, that is 4s and 6s, 26 to New Zealand's 17 in the entire match. India thrashed Bangladesh in just over 2 days in their first day-night pink ball test at Eden Gardens in Kolkata. India won by an innings and 46 runs to record their 12th straight Test series triumph on home soil. India became the only team to win 4 consecutive tests by an innings margin. In October 2019, Sourav Ganguly began his new innings while taking charge as the 39th BCCI president. Ganguly became second Indian captain after Maharaj Kumar to hold the top job in the BCCI. India dominated rifle and pistol shooting events in 2019, returning with a historic medals tally. Indian shooters ended their 4-edition World Cup series with 22 medals, 16 gold, 4 silver and 2 bronze medals. Indian shooters secured unprecedented 15 quota places for the Tokyo Olympic Games as well. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched Fit India movement on the occasion of National Sports Day. The campaign aims to encourage people to inculcate physical activity and sports in their everyday lives. Liverpool defeated Tottenham Hotspur in Champions League final to win 6th European Cup. After defeating Bayern Munich in the round of 16, they proceeded to beat Porto and Barcelona in dramatic fashion before beating Tottenham Hotspur 2-0 to claim the greatest prize in club football. South Africa became world champions for a third time in 2019 after Andre Pollak kicked 22 points in a 32-12 win over England in the rugby finals. Every 12 years, South Africa have an unerring habit of winning World Cups, and they have done so again, following up their triumphs of 1995 and 2007 with another prodigious display of power and might. India won its first ever Test series in Australia as Virat Kohli led his side to 2-1 series victory after winning the first Test in Adelaide and the third Test in Melbourne. India have toured Australia since 1947 but never before managed to win a series in that country. Rafael Nadal gave all he had while playing Davis Cup, the new World Cup of men's team tennis in November 2019. Nadal won all his matches, leading Spain to its 6th Davis Cup title after a 2-0 win over first-time finalists Canada. Spain's other Davis Cup titles were in 2000, 2004, 2008, 2009 as well as 2011. The year brought another good news for Lionel Messi as he clinched his 6th Ballon d'Or award after yet another scintillating season for the Argentine. The 32-year-old saw off competition from the likes of Juventus' forward Cristiano Ronaldo and Liverpool defender Virgil van Dijk to win the prestigious accolade, which is voted for by journalists. Russia has been banned from all major sporting events for 4 years by the World Anti-Doping Agency, meaning the country will not be represented at the 2020 Olympic Games and the FIFA 2022 World Cup. WADA's executive committee has taken action against the sporting heavyweight due to evidence that Russian authorities tampered with a Moscow laboratory database to hide hundreds of potential doping cases. Lewis Hamilton secured his 6th Formula One championship with a second-place finish at the US Grand Prix, a race won by his Mercedes teammate Valtteri Bottas. The British driver now ranks 2nd in F1 history behind German Michael Schumacher's record 7 titles. Qatar claimed its first continental football title with a stunning 3-1 win over 4-time champions Japan in the Asian Cup. Almoz Ali scored a spectacular overhead kick for a record 9th goal of the competition to help the Qataris make an emphatic statement ahead of their hosting of the 2022 World Cup. Japan's Naomi Osaka defeated Czech Petra Kvitova in a thrilling Australian Open final to win back-to-back Grand Slams and become the new world number 1. Osaka shed tears after missing 3 championship points in the second set, but regrouped to win 7-6, 5-7, 6-4. The celebrated MC Maricom became world number 1 boxer in 45 to 48 kg category in the latest world rankings released by International Boxing Association, that's IBA. PV Sindhu won the World Championships in Switzerland by defeating Japan's Nozomi Okuhara 21-7, 21-7, becoming the first Indian ever to win the coveted title. She also took the 7th spot in Forbes magazine's 2018 list of the highest-earning female athletes. Indian pistol shooter Saurabh Chaudhary won as many as 6 gold medals at the ISSF World Cup editions in the 10-meter air pistol category. Saurabh also won a bronze in the Rio de Janeiro edition of the ISSF World Cup. Saurabh also won silver medals in the Asian Shooting Championships in the 10-meter air pistol and the 10-meter air pistol mixed team categories. Novak Djokovic won a record 7th Australian Open title and the 3rd successive Grand Slam as he swept aside Rafael Nadal in Melbourne. The Serb won 6-3, 6-2, 6-3 for his biggest victory in a major final over his formidable rival. Ashley Barty ended Australia's 46-year wait for a French Open singles title by thrashing Czech teenager Marketa Vondrousova in a one-sided women's final. 8th-seed Barty got off to a strong start and never looked back, winning 6-1, 6-3 after only 70 minutes to claim her maiden Grand Slam title. Deepak Punia became world number 1 in the 86 kg category in rankings by the International Wrestling Federation. He became the 5th Indian to reach finals at the Senior World Championships. Deepak Punia is also one of the 4 Indian wrestlers to have secured their place at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. And that's all from me, and now it's over to my colleague Rukma to get you all the glitter from the entertainment world that topped the headlines in 2019.
Well, thank you very much, Gautam, and we now bring you some historical moments that made news in 2019. The Prayagraj Kumbh Mela 2019 secured a place in the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest crowd management, largest sanitation drive and largest painting exercise of public sites. Prime Minister Modi took a holy dip in the Ganges during the Kumbh Mela and offered his prayers at the Sangam. PM also honoured sanitation workers at the Swachh Kumbh Swachh Abhar event organised by the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. The festival, which began on January 14, concluded on March 4th with the 6th and final Shahi Snan on the occasion of Mahashivratri. Kumbh Mela police this time used gas balloons as an indicator to the public thronging the Mela area to locate the lost and found centres run by it. A batch of about 570 devotees from India visited Kartarpur Sahib for the first time after partition held in 1947. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also congratulated everybody in the crowd, the country and the Sikhs the world over. On the occasion, Gurdwara Sahib remained closed for 53 years after the partition of India and Pakistan. Nation observed 31st October as National Unity Day to commemorate the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel by organizing various programs, including the Run for Unity. The Statue of Unity in Gujarat is a testimonial to the life of Sardar Patel. The tallest statue of the world enjoys a splendidly scenic location facing the Sardar Sarovar Dam. The nation celebrated the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi on the 2nd of October. Government of India decided to commemorate the birth anniversary of Father of the Nation at national and international levels to propagate his message of non-violence. Gandhi Jayanti is observed as the International Day of Non-Violence across the globe. The Central Hall of Parliament bore witness to the special program to mark the 70th anniversary of adoption of the Constitution by the Constituent Assembly. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed MPs on the occasion. President Ramnath Kovind said, "We can protect our rights by abiding by our duties." ISRO lost contact with Chandrayaan-2's Vikram lander shortly before it was supposed to have touched down on the lunar surface. As the lander began the 15-minute autonomous descent, it overcame a major hurdle of what is called as the rough braking phase to go down from a height of 30 kilometers to around 2.1 kilometers. Soon after, the lander lost contact with the ground station. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was at ISRO to watch the historic moment, consoled scientists and said India is proud of their achievements.
Indian-born Abhijit Banerjee and his wife Esther Duflo, a French-American, won the 2019 Nobel Prize in Economics along with economist Michael Cremier for their experimental approach to alleviating global poverty. Esther Duflo is the second woman to be awarded a Nobel in Economics. The Nobel Peace Prize for 2019 was awarded to Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali for his efforts to achieve peace and international cooperation, and in particular for his decisive initiative to resolve the border conflict with neighboring Eritrea. Born in Beshasha, Ethiopia on 15 August 1976, Ali, the youngest head of government in Africa, is the first Ethiopian to be awarded a Nobel Prize. Margaret Atwood and Bernardine Evaristo were jointly awarded the 2019 Booker Prize. Margaret Atwood received the award for her novel The Handmaid's Tale, and Bernardine Evaristo won the Booker Prize for her novel Girl, Women, Other. Bernardine Evaristo became the first black woman to win this prize, while Margaret Atwood is the second woman author to win the Booker Award twice and fourth overall writer. Toni Ann Singh from Jamaica won the 69th Miss World Beauty Pageant, while Zozibini Tunzi from South Africa was named Miss Universe 2019. It was the first time in history that black women held the titles for all top beauty pageants: Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, Miss America, Miss Universe and Miss World. And let's now take a look at news from the world of entertainment. The Golden Jubilee edition of the International Film Festival of India at Goa's Panji was a star-studded event. Rajinikanth was conferred with a special The Icon of Golden Jubilee Award for his contribution to Indian cinema. French actress Isabelle Huppert received Lifetime Achievement Award at the ceremony. The festival opened with the Italian film Despite the Fog, directed by Goran Paskalijevic. Iranian movie Marghe and Her Mother was a closing movie of the festival. The festival closed with the theme Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. The 66th National Film Awards were held in December 2019. The awards were presented with Vice President Venkaiah Naidu. Amitabh Bachchan, who is honoured with Dadasaheb Phalke Award this year, could not attend the ceremony because of poor health. The Best Actor Award was given to Ayushmann Khurrana and Vicky Kaushal. The National Award for Best Film was given to Andhadhun. Surekha Sikri received the Best Supporting Actress Award for Badhai Ho. It was a proud moment for Bollywood in September 2019 when The Sky is Pink, directed by National Award-winning filmmaker Shonali Bose, had its world premiere at the 44th Toronto International Film Festival. It was the only Asian film showcased at the presentation. This was followed by another sold-out screening at the 1,000-seater Elgin Theatre in Toronto, where the film met with the same incredible response. At the 91st edition of the Oscars, the Best Actor prize was taken by Rami Malek for his portrayal of Queen frontman Freddie Mercury in the biopic Bohemian Rhapsody. British actress Olivia Colman took home the Best Actress award for The Favourite, while the Best Movie was given to Green Book. Mexican filmmaker Alfonso Cuarón won Best Director Oscar for his semi-autobiographical film Roma. Gully Boy was declared as India's official entry in the Best International Feature Film category, but it could not make it to the final list of shortlisted films. The 72nd Annual Cannes Film Festival took place with Parasite winning Top Palme d'Or prize. The prize for Best Director went to the Dardenne brothers for Young Ahmed, and the Screenwriting Prize was awarded to Celine Sciamma for Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Emily Beecham was named Best Actress for her performance in Jennifer Hosner's Little Joe, while Antonio Banderas won the Best Actor prize for Pedro Almodovar's Pain and Glory. The International Emmy Award started with Australian thriller series Safe Harbour bagging the award for Best Miniseries Mac Mafia, which won the award for the Best Drama. Hungary took home its first ever Emmy Award, with Marina Guerra picking up Best Actress honour for her role in Orok Ter. Grammy viewed Casey Musgraves winning 4 awards, including Album of the Year for Golden Hour. Childish Gambino's This Is America won both Record and Song of the Year in a breakthrough for rap. Gambino's searing song about police brutality and racism became the first hip-hop track to win Record and Song of the Year at the Grammys. This Is America also took Grammys for Best Music Video and Best Rap Performance. Avengers Endgame broke all records, becoming the highest grossing movie of the year with a collection of $2.8 billion worldwide. Disney's remake of The Lion King took $1.6 billion globally. Spider-Man Far From Home remained the third place, while Disney's Captain Marvel and Toy Story 4 took fourth and fifth positions, respectively. These movies have also been nominated for the Golden Globe Award in their animation category. Philip Todd's Joker remained the most talked about movie of the year. The movie crossed the $1 billion mark at the box office, becoming the first R-rated movie to do so. The dark drama Joker, about the origins of the villainous character, won the Golden Lion Award at the 2019 Venice Film Festival, while actor Joaquin Phoenix won many hearts for his portrayal of Joker, a character with many shades. And that's all we have in our special year-ender show 2019 Rewind. Thanks very much for watching. From me and the entire team,
Wishing you all a very happy New Year.
We wish you all a happy and a prosperous New Year.
We wish you a very happy and prosperous 2020.
Here's hoping that you have a great 2020 ahead as well. Happy New Year.
here's wishing all our viewers a very happy New Year. Namaskar.